good evening from Scotland. And it is evening, it's about 8 o'clock, and I'm about 15 miles south of Liverpool. I've just parked the car, so there's the car back there, and look at the conditions. Beautiful, beautiful conditions, and it's not a place I've been to before. In fact, I this morning and this afternoon been swimming in the sea near Anthrax Island. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? It was lovely, it's beautiful, but look up Anthrax Island, Google it, and driving back to the house, I came past this way and looked at the mountains, looked at this track and thought, let's go and have a look. So I'm heading just down this track into the glen. Not even really sure of the name of the glen, but I have looked on the map, and I'm thinking that when I get round these trees here, so there's this conifer stand to my left, I'm thinking when I get round these trees I should find a path heading up into another glen with a river coming down the glen. So what I'm hoping to do is find somewhere nice on the river to look up the glen and take some images. And you might be able to hear from the microphone that's a bit windy, which is a good thing because it keeps the midges at bay. But this is a good look, look. Got my boots tucked into my trousers, my socks tucked into my trousers, and that's purely because of midges and ticks. So I think once I get off this path, I might be going through some grass, and I absolutely do not want ticks. So the poor old dog's had a load of them already, in fact 3 today, which I managed to get off him, but I don't want ticks, and I normally would have shorts on in this type of weather, but no thank you very much. So gonna head down this path around these trees and see what happens, and hopefully the sun stays away from the clouds. Wow. Just wow, 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 wow. Look at that. So, came through the woods, gone out the pine stand, up over a little rise. Look at that. Oh, just Scotland at its best. Absolutely stunning, and don't know if you can hear it yet, big waterfall. So not sure what the composition will be like, because I don't know if I can get down to the waterfall, and if I'm at the waterfall I can see anything. Sorry, just bear with me because there's a big mossy bit there to get through. But wow, absolute wow. Just stunning. Just look at the clouds, the blue, the mist, the water, the midges. Oh, just absolutely. I came over the top of the rise, and I have to be honest, I got a bit of a kind of kid on Christmas Day, that feeling in my stomach of excitement. It's just, it's stunning. Don't know how I'm going to capture it. Don't know if I can capture it, but it is just absolutely amazing. So reminds me a bit of one of my favourite films, Highlander. Can you walk, cousin? I'll bloody well walk out of here. Terrible accent, terrible accent. So there's a waterfall. Can I get that in? There's a dead tree. Can I get that in? Can I get everything in? Let's see how it goes. So I'll turn you off for a second and then come back on in a minute or two. Apologies for the midge net, but there's just clouds and clouds of them. Because I'm in the valley, there's no wind, so the wind that was my friend when I was walking in was blowing them away. Oh, wind's just picked up a little bit, but there's a bazillion midges. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. So, sorry, I just, the excitement hopefully comes across. So I'm working on a composition with the waterfall leading round. There's, you know, there's a fall and then subfalls, you can see it leading up. But then there's a path leading round as well. So I've got kind of two leading lines which diverge. The river goes that way and the path goes that way. I'm just going to take a quick image there, just because of that bit of light coming up there. So I've already taken a couple of images, but just at kind of the point, you've kind of got the waterfall bending to the left and the path bending to the right, but then they converge again. So hopefully you get a kind of the idea of a kind of like an egg shape, and then there's the path then just leading up over that ridge. But lovely light, look at that, lovely light. So I'll show you the composition. So here, this is what I was talking about. The waterfall bends that way and the path bends that way, but they then both come together, this focal point here. So the way I've worked it, I've got my rule of thirds intersection here on the waterfall, and then the other rule of thirds intersection up on that peak, which is a bit clouded at the moment. And then the path comes in from this bottom corner, the water comes in from that bottom corner. So what I'm hoping is that gives, got midges all over my hands, that gives a nice kind of composition. I'm doing an exposure for the sky, one exposure for the sky, and then I'm taking an exposure off the mountains, and I'll blend those together. And they're both quite long exposures because the sky's not that bright, although there's some lovely colours in it. It'll give me some flow in fact, I'll check that. Give me some flow. It's quite hard to see in this. Yeah, so there's a bit of movement. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I do that every single time. There's a bit of movement in the waterfall, which is great. Not too much, but enough. So, quite like that. I'm going to wait for a little bit of light movements, midges, but then, because there's a bit of blue sky coming here, I'm going to wait for that, and then I'll try a couple of other compositions. I don't think, I'm not going to take my camera down, but I think I'll walk down or climb down, but I think it'll be too low to be down at waterfall level, looking up. I don't think I think it'd be a bit kind of just looking up at the sky to try and get the waterfall and the mountain in. It'd be too sharp an angle. But I'll have a look, but that's what I suspect from down here because it's quite steep sides there. But yeah, I'm going to wait for that bit of blue sky to come across, hopefully clear off the top of the mountain, and kind of take some images there, and then maybe move around a bit, get a bit closer to the river. It's going well, really loving it. If you can hear me, and sorry for the ridiculous garb, but I'm a little bit less protected from the wind, so it's blowing the midges away a little bit, so I've kind of put my midge net up out of the way. So as suspected, the waterfall was too low down, so basically looking up at the waterfall then you can just see the sky, couldn't see the mountain. So I've come up river a little bit and I'm now stood in the river, and what I'm trying to do is get an image of these kind of minor falls which leads up, line up along the falls. There's a tree and a rock just maybe 20-30 yards away, and then beyond that is the mountain, which is a bit cloudy at the moment so causing a little bit of an issue, but I'll show you the composition. So I've got the falls down here and the river leading up that way and up to the mountain, and I'm on f/22. I've used hyperfocal distance to calculate where I should focus, which is about a couple of meters in front of the camera there. So I'm hoping that generates something. I'm just going to turn the camera off because my battery light's flashing, and although I've got another battery, I don't want to try and change it in the middle of the river, but I like the composition, so I don't want to go away and then have to come back and recompose. So I'm going to wait. There's lovely light, lovely colours up in the clouds, kind of a creamy, buttery colour, but it'd be nice just if the clouds shifted a little bit and exposed a bit more of the mountain. It doesn't have to be the whole mountain, but it'd be quite nice if just the mist, the cloud was spinning over the top. but it'd be nice to see a bit more of the mountain. So I'm going to persevere with that, and hope you could hear what I was saying. But I'm loving it. Absolutely special place, and I'll look up the name of the place and let you know where it is. Getting quite dark now, and all done. So I was up in that valley. If you just go over the kind of right hand edge of that stand of trees, I was up that direction. So I think it's probably from where I parked my car to the last place I was stood, probably 1.5 to 2 miles. So not a bad walk, not fairly flat as well. There's one little bit which is was a little bit of a hill, but kind of no mountain climbing definitely. But it's, as you can undoubtedly tell, the sun is down and it's time to head back. So hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. I was just thinking, actually, it's a bit, people will have been there before, and probably people have stood in that very spot where I've stood and taken photographs, and if I searched long and hard enough on the internet, I'd probably find them, but I have never seen them. I've never been there before, so it felt a little bit like I was exploring and kind of finding new places. I know I wasn't finding new places, but it felt like I was finding new places because it's new to me. So as well as the photography, it was really exciting to be in a completely new place and not knowing what to expect. I suppose that's part of the fun of doing these things, and I hope the fun came across in the film. I might come back, so I've got 5 or 6 days left in Scotland, so I might come back to that spot, maybe at dawn, but I've got a lot of other things to do as well. So, oh, and I can see a deer. I would try and show you, but it's too far away and too dark, but I just saw a red deer running, so hopefully see a few more of them before I get back to the car. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon.